All right, what's up, people? What I want to do here is, and by the way, this movie, James Gunn's Superman, is now available to purchase for the low, low price of $30. 29.99. Get them in line. You can buy it now on digital. I saw this movie once in the theater. I believe my ranking at the time, you can find that's a Rumble exclusive. My wife and kid both said 8. I said 7. Now I've had a chance to watch it like 3 billion more times. And I have to say, dude, it's grown on me. Every watch has grown on me. There are so many, they call them Easter eggs, but I don't really see them as Easter eggs anymore. It's kind of like it's weird what's really going on. And I think if you're a fan of comic books, you will totally love this movie. I would say that my only real beef with this movie, and I had a lot the first time after I saw it, and they started slowly melting away, but the one I was left with, the one I can't get away from, is the CGI when he's flying. Now, I don't know if that was a knock on the fucking Salkinds and what they did in Superman 4. It could have been a knock. James Gunn is known to knock people. You know, that could have been it. But I'm just like, no, don't do that. But I have to say, we all know Christopher Reeve is the best Superman of all time. We all know this. But I think David Cornsweet's got to be in the running for number 2. I mean, it's him or Cavill. And trust me, I love Henry Cavill. I love Man of Steel. But this movie's just on a different level. Man of Steel was like, well, what if Superman was real? This movie's like, what if comic books were real? You know what I'm saying? It's like it goes in a whole different direction. And his Superman is, if you look at everything he does everything for very altruistic reasons. To the point of even getting in, one of my biggest critiques of this, but then I went back to what made me emotional about Superman 2 back in the day. The Donner, Lester, you know, whatever the fuck, you know. Superman 2. The part where he loses his powers and gets his ass kicked. I'm like, that made me cry when I was a kid, man. I fucking cried about that. I was getting mad, dude. I was like getting ready to beat everybody in the theater up. How are you going to damn near beat up Superman? This movie starts with Superman getting beat up. Don't say I'm spoiling, because I'm not. The movie's been out for a long time, and plus that was the first trailer. So you already saw. That was the very first scene of the movie. He gets his ass kicked. You find out why later on, and there's a lot of complicated things going on, but the point is, this is the most comic book movie I've seen in a long time. And the more I watch it, I just think, this is what comic book movies should be. A comic book brought to life. Not trying to take real life and say, well, what if this was real? You know, there are times for that, but eventually people get wore out with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, how dark can you make Batman? Well, let's make him a little bit darker. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. And it's Superman, he's the beacon of hope. So it's like, well, you got to go the other direction with Superman, right? I think James Gunn nailed this. I think people are going to look back. I did. Like I said, the first time I watched it, I saw it. I'm like, all right, yeah, 7. My wife and my son were like 8. Now I'm like 9, dude. I'm like up there. I'm like, this movie is really good. It's worth a watch, definitely. It's worth a rewatch. Shit, what do you think I'm getting ready to do after I make this video? I'm getting ready to watch this shit again. It's that good. Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is fucking awesome. I mean, the casting was perfect, even down to Jimmy Olsen. And like the Jimmy Olsen thing was it's a subplot, but it's really fucking funny. Because they had a comic book back in the day called Superman's Best Friend, Jimmy Olsen, which is where Darkseid first appeared, which comic book I have. I forget, it was 114. I forget which number it was. But the point being is that this is a movie for people that love comic books. It just really is. You have to just let yourself go and be like, hey man, I'm just gonna have a fun time with this movie. I don't have to grow a beard over this shit. You know what I'm saying? There was a part in there where it looked like Superman. I was growing a beard a little bit. But anywho, yeah, about 2/3 of the way through or whatever, where he's back at home with Ma and Pa Kent. But whatever. Seriously, this movie is awesome. Support it one way or the other. If you can go see it in the theater, see it in the theater. I know that's probably done, but buy it on digital, rent it on digital, whatever the fuck. Have some fun. Let's have some fun with superheroes. It doesn't always have to be gloomy and doomy. You know what I'm saying?